Fire Safety Note 26. Tragic fire incidents. What is fire? Classes of fuel. Principles of fire prevention and control. Fire statistics. Sources of heat. Fire detection. Heat transfer. Control of smoke. Extinguishments of fire. Fire safety program. Fire brigade, concept and organization. Evacuation group, organization. Summary and conclusion. Tragic fire incidents. Ozone disco fire, 152 deaths plus injuries. Lung center fire, 25 deaths plus injuries. Damas de Islas de Filipinas fire, 23 deaths plus injuries. QC Manor Hotel fire, 75 deaths plus injuries, and average losses of 17 million pesos a day. What is fire? Fire is a chemical reaction between a flammable or combustible substance and oxygen. It is frequently referred to as rapid oxidation with the evolution of light and heat. To produce fire, three things must be present at the time: oxygen, fuel, heat. Classes of fuel. Class A. Wood, paper, dried grass, etc. Class B. Gasoline, kerosene, paints, thinners, oil, etc. Class C. Overloaded electrical wires and equipment. Fire spread with the presence of Class A and B materials. Class D. Magnesium, sodium, potassium, etc. All about fuel. Any material that will burn is classified as fuel. Flash point is the lowest temperature at which it gives off sufficient vapor to form an ignitable mixture with air and produce a flame when there is an ignition source. Flammable material. A material having a flash point below 100 degrees Fahrenheit 37.8 degrees Celsius. Combustible material. A material having a flashpoint at or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit 37.8 degrees Celsius. Lower and upper explosive limits. An excess of fuel with an adequate amount of oxygen means that the substance is too rich to burn, while a higher concentration oxygen with inadequate amount of fuel means that substance is too lean to burn. Flashpoints and explosive limits of common industrial liquids. Ask AI. Alt. Which is more dangerous? Substance with low flashpoint or a substance with a high flashpoint? Answer: the lower the flashpoint, the more dangerous a substance is. Principles of fire prevention and control. Prevent the outbreak of fire. Provide for early detection. Prevent the spread of fire. Provide for prompt extinguishment. Provide for prompt and orderly evacuation. Fire statistics. BFP 1996-2000. Electrical. Combustible/heat, bonfire. Open flame/cook. Cigarette butt/smoking. Fireworks, explosive. Flammable liquids. LPG, tanks, stove. Unknown, others. Factory Mutual Ng Corp. Electrical. Incendiarism. Smoking. Hot surfaces. Friction. Welding and cutting. Spontaneous ignition. Static electricity. 22%. 10%. 9%. 9%. 7%. 7%. 5%. 2%. Sources of heat. Electrical heat energy. Resistance heating. Arcing. Static electricity. Mechanical heat. Friction heat. Example is slipping belt against pulley. Friction spark. Example is dropping steel tools on a concrete floor. Spontaneous heat. Spontaneous heat happens when piles of oily rags have been left to dry in the open air. Certain kinds of oil tend to produce heat, as they are oxidized and may create a fire in the pile of rags. Open flames. Cigarettes, matches, welding torch and internal combustion engines as the sources of heat. Welding and cutting sparks. Ask AI. Alt. Sparks and frictions. Alt. Fire detection. Smoke detectors. Monitor changes within the area. Provide early warning. Changing stages in the development of fire. When smoke is produced. Heat detectors. Fixed temperature types. Which respond when the detection element reaches a predetermined temperature. Rate of rise type. Which respond to an increase in heat at a rate greater than some predetermined value. Flame detectors. Infrared. Sensing elements responsive to radiant energy outside the range of human vision. Useful in detecting fire in large areas, e.g. storage areas. Ultraviolet. Sensing elements responsive to radiant energy outside the range of human vision. Heat transfer. Conduction. Convection. Alt. Radiation. Alt. Alt. Control of smoke. Alt. Extinguishments of fire. Methods. Removal of fuel. Limiting oxygen. Cooling the heat. Extinguishing medium. Class A, water is the best extinguishant. Class B, metal cover, wet sack, towel, cloth or blanket, sand, and soil. Class C, main switch is the first consideration. Then what is useful for A and B can be used here. Fire extinguisher. Permanent. Fire hydrant and hose. Automatic sprinkler system. Automatic fixed fire extinguishing system, X. FM 200. Standpipe and hose. Fire pump. Fire truck. Portable. Alt. Ask AI. Alt. Parts of a portable fire extinguisher. Alt. Inside a portable fire extinguisher. Alt. Using fire extinguisher. P equals pull the pin. A equals aim the nozzle. S equals squeeze the trigger. S equals sweep side to side at the base. Alt. Start approximately 6 to 8 feet from the fire, then squeeze the trigger slowly while moving towards the fire. 10 pounds fire extinguishers lasts only 10 to 20 seconds. It should be used correctly. When the fire is extinguished, stop pulling the trigger. In the event of a reignition, at least there would still be contents inside the unit. Ensure that you have an escape path in case the fire is not extinguished. Classification. Fire extinguisher classification symbols are displayed by shape, color, and letter. Alt. Types. Alt. Water. 3 basic designs. Stored pressure. Contains 2 gal. 9.5 ITR, weighs 30 pounds. 13.6 kilograms, and consists of a single chamber which contains both the agent and expellant gas. Pump tank. Cylindrical pump tank model has carrying handles either attached to the container or built into the pump handle. Backpack pump tank are used chiefly for fighting outdoor brush and wildland fires. Most common is about 50 pounds 23 kilograms when full. Foam. Intended for use on Class A and Class B fires. 2 types. AFFF, aqueous film forming foam. FFFP, film forming fluoroprotein. Both types are placed into operation by the same procedure used for water extinguishers. Carbon dioxide. Compressed gas agent. Intended for Class B and Class C fires. Can be used for Class A fires until water or some other Class A rated agent can be obtained. Prevent combustion by displacing the oxygen in the air surrounding a fire and by cooling the fire. Principal advantage is that it does not leave a residue. Retained as liquid at 800 to 900 psi at 88 degree F, 31 degrees Celsius. Dry chemical. Basic designs. 1 uses separate pressured cartridge to expel the agent. Should be recharged once they have been depressurized even if no agent has been released. Pressurizes the agent chamber. Available in both chargeable and disposable shell models and should be replaced, even if a small amount of agent has been discharged. Intended primarily for use in Class B and Class C fires. Types of agent available. Sodium bicarbonate base. Potassium bicarbonate base. Potassium chloride base. Potassium bicarbonate urea base. Multi-purpose dry chem are effective on Class A, B and C fires. Contains an ammonium phosphate base agent. Halogenated agents extinguishers. Halon 1211 bromochlorodiafluoromethane. Halon 1301 bromotrifluoromethane. Mixture of halon 1211 and 1301. Proper selection of fire extinguishers. Extinguishers shall be selected for the specific class or classes or hazards to be protected against in accordance with the FF. Extinguishers for Class A hazards, such as wood, cloth, paper, rubber, and other similar ordinary materials, shall be selected from foam, loaded stream, multi-purpose dry chemical and water type. Extinguishers for Class B hazards, fires in flammable liquids, gases, and greases, shall be selected from carbon dioxide, dry chemical, foam, loaded stream, and multi-purpose dry chemical. Extinguishers for Class C hazards, fires which involved energized electrical equipment where the electrical conductivity of the extinguishing media, if of importance, shall be selected from carbon dioxide, dry chemicals, and multi-purpose dry chemicals. Distribution of fire extinguishers. Items that affect distribution. The area and arrangement of the building occupancy conditions. The severity of the hazards. The anticipated classes of fire. Other protective systems or devices. The distance to be traveled to reach extinguishers. Anticipated rate of fire spread. The intensity and rate of heat development. The smoke contributed by the burning materials. The accessibility of a fire to close approach with portable fire extinguishers. Location of fire extinguishers. Generally, locations should be selected that will provide uniform distribution. Provide easy accessibility. Be relatively free from blocking by storage and equipment, or both. Be near normal path of travel. Be near entrance and exit doors. Be free from the potential of physical damage. Be readily visible. Be installed on a floor-by-floor basis. Inspection. Checkpoints. Location. Unobstructed. Opening instructions. Seals and tamper indicators. Weight. Physical appearance. Pressure gauge. Maintenance tag. Note, inspection must be done at least monthly or more frequently to be effective. Maintenance. Maintenance: a complete and thorough examination of each extinguisher. Examining all its parts. Cleaning and replacing any defective parts. Reassembling, recharging and where appropriate pressurize the extinguisher. Basic items to be checked. Mechanical parts. Extinguishing agents. Expelling means. Fire safety program. An effective fire safety program must have the following: fire detection and alarm system, fire alarms, detectors, annunciators, first aid fire protection system, portable fire extinguisher, fixed fire protection system, sprinklers, hydrants, fire hose/fire hose cabinets, fire exit doors, fire exit signs, directional arrows, fire emergency evacuation route map/evacuation plans, inspection and maintenance system of fire detection, alarm, control, and suppression systems, hot work permit system, fire safety training, fire principle, use of portable fire extinguishers and other firefighting equipment, conduct of drills, working/active fire brigade team/emergency response team, working/updated emergency response plans, response procedures, what to do's, emergency contact numbers, contingency and communication plan, assembly area/assembly plan, compliance to standards, OSHS, fire code, fire brigade, concept and organization, fire brigade organization, fire marshal, assistant, fire marshal, firefighting group, evacuation group, first aid group, security group, search and rescue group. ASCII. Alt. Duties and responsibilities. Fire marshal. Conducts liaison and coordination work with the fire station and other agencies concerned with fire safety and fire suppression. Organize and train fire brigade members. Supervise the procurement and installation of appropriate firefighting equipment, alarm system, emergency equipment, and other devices. In case of fire, takes charge in firefighting and evacuation of occupants. Assistant fire marshal. Takes the role of the fire marshal in his absence. Performs any other tasks assigned to him by fire marshal. Fire captain. Supervises the firefighting and evacuation activities of his area of responsibility in case of actual fire and drill. Responsible for the training of firefighting and evacuation crews. Reports directly to fire marshal of all their activities. Assistant fire captain. Takes the role of the fire captain in his absence. Performs any other tasks that the fire captain assigned to him. Firefighting crew leader. Trains members of the firefighting crew. Directs and supervises the firefighting crews during actual fire. Fire extinguisher handlers. Trains on how to handle and operate fire extinguishers. Upon the detection of fire or the sound of fire alarm, takes fire extinguisher assigned to them and proceed to the scene of fire. Fire hose handlers. Familiarizes themselves with handling of fire hose. Upon knowing of fire, pulls out the fire hose assigned to them and proceed to the scene of fire. Participate actively in the conduct of firefighting drill. Evacuation group, organization. Evacuation drill. Panic, disorder, and/or indiscipline while evacuating buildings in time of emergencies have been largely responsible for loss of lives in major disasters, especially fire. While immediate evacuation of occupants is desirable, proper attitude and discipline should be observed. Proper fire exit drill is very important to ensure orderly evacuation of occupants. Drills should be held as frequently as possible. Purpose/objectives. 1. To familiarize, train and rehearse occupants with evacuation procedures so that order and control is maintained in actual emergency. 2. To determine if emergency escape facilities are sufficient to facilitate orderly evacuation of regular employees and non-regular building occupants. 3. To prevent panic and confusion in the event of fire. Organization of fire exit drill members. 1. Chief of exit drills. 1. Take charge in all matters pertaining to exit drill organization. 2. Fix time for holding drills, at least twice a year. 3. Supervise the building alarm system. 4. Prepare schedule of general plan of evacuation. 5. Notify members and occupants of exit assignments and duties. 6. Enforce disciplinary measure for uncooperative occupants. 7. Determine number of regular occupants and average visitors in the building. 2. Floor chiefs. 1. Be responsible in the enforcement of fire exit drill rules and report infractions to the chief of exit drill. 2. Personally supervise the sounding of alarm on his floor. 3. Supervise movement on his floor is promptly and properly executed. 4. Personally be responsible for the condition of aisles and passageways. 5. Select the exit to be used by the occupants on his floor. 3. Room captains. 1. Shall be responsible that movement in his room is promptly executed correspondingly with the signal. 2. Shall report and coordinate with floor chief. 4. Exit guards. 1. Shall oversee that the march from rooms to stairways, corridors, aisles, etc. is orderly without overcrowding and at uniform speed. 5. Searchers. 1. Visit toilets of each sex where there may be occupants who cannot hear the alarm. 2. Look for people who may have been fainted or become hysterical. 3. Leave as soon as possible after the last squad leaves. 6. Monitors. Empty toggle. Click or drop blocks inside. 7. Inspectors. Empty toggle. Click or drop blocks inside. Summary and conclusion. Fuel, oxygen, heat, better understanding of fire will lead us to a prompt and correct extinguishments of fire.